Hello everyone and welcome back to the NATO Cup 600k-4 Top Gun Edition non-lure competition. Today we're getting pretty close to the end, guys. This will be our second last episode probably. Today we will be doing round 4 of the lower bracket, in which we will see the Vulture go head to head with the Speedy Venus once again. That matchup was actually in our very first round, so it'll be interesting to see if the Vulture can make it go any differently as to first time around or not. And then following that, we will be doing the first of our two semi-finals, in which we will see the Vexagon and Lumina go head to head with the Fury Fighter Swarm. So let's not waste any more time with formalities, and let's jump straight on into that first match between the Vulture and Speedy Venus. Alright guys, for the first round we have the Vulture from Rayation spawning in first at a broadside angle. Spawning in second we have the Speedy Venus. I've also spawned this in as a broadside angle as it was requested, but facing the opposite direction. In the second match I'll spawn them both facing the same direction broadside, and we'll just do a random for last if it gets to that. So let's speed things up and see how this matchup goes. I didn't spawn the Vulture too high, did I? No, I'm pretty sure I didn't. No, it's flying fine. So we see the Speedy Venus has managed to swing around earlier than the Vulture and get behind it for a little bit. But the Vulture now coming around, I've actually lost complete track of the Venus. Oh, there it is, over there. So they are now heading straight on towards each other, no doubt firing off those lasers. Looks like the Vulture not really getting a good angle for its lasers, and the Venus not really having that problem. This time around though, the Vulture has come in on a better attack angle. Not sure if it's meant to... yeah, okay, I think its AI is kind of set to not head straight on, but to kind of turn and then roll a bit so that the lasers can target, but it's taken a bit of damage, which has taken out its propulsion by the looks of things, or at least diverted it. It went up into space and is now dropping straight on down into the water by the looks of things. Let's get our timer going, start that right now, and see if it can get back up or if this is the end for the Vulture. We do expect the Speedy Venus to win this matchup, as it did the first time around, but anything can happen. I have seen craft that lost their first matchup with a opponent manage to defeat them just by having a little bit of luck the next time around. So, but right now it looks like the Venus will definitely be taking this first match of the 3. Alright guys, there we go, that's our minute. All up, the first round, as expected, does go to the Speedy Venus from Tajima. Let's see if Rayation's Vulture can get at least one back before dropping out of this competition, or even if it can claw its way back up and continue on to the semi-finals, who knows. Let's get straight on to seeing what happens in our next match between these two. Alright guys, here we go. This time the Vulture spawning in second, and as I said, they're spawned facing the same direction, broadside to each other. Let's see how much of a difference this makes to the unfolding combat as we speed things up here. We saw the Vulture got a pretty decent start, got on its side, managed to roll, get some laser hits off. Not as many as the Speedy Venus, however. Might try and keep up with the Venus a bit this time around actually. As it is so fast, I do tend to spend a lot of time focusing on its opponents, as it is a bit harder just to keep on camera. And I don't mean to do that, I don't mean to show favoritism against you, Tajima, but it's just the way of what's easier to record. It looks like these lasers have managed to core through the propulsion of the Vulture rather quickly, a bit quicker than last time actually, and it has gone down already. let's make our way over there, and as we're going, I'll just get up my timer and get that started. I really do need to find an easier way to do the timer. I just wish there was a way I could do it in video and not have to add it in post and then line it up with when I actually started it. That'd be great, but unfortunately I just don't have that organized at the moment. I don't know if there's probably a way I could do it while recording, but I'm not experienced enough at this to know it just yet. Trying to get over here and just to watch the Speedy Venus as it circles around its downed opponent, just continuously firing off those lasers. I think the main difference in this matchup was the orientation of the lasers on the craft, and just the Speedy Venus having more angles that it can actually attack from. Oh, Vulture is actually up. I'm going to slow things down. That's our minute. But I need to get on over here and check its altitude. Its altitude was over 100 before the timer ended. Like, it's dropped. So it's dropped back down now, but it got over 100, so I'm going to give it another minute because it got back into play. So just reset the timer and start that again. Speed things back up. I don't think it's going to change the outcome, but the Vulture did get back up into play before the timer went off. I know I started it a little bit late, so it's a bit iffy as to whether it was up before a minute after going down. Quite likely it wasn't, but just gonna err on the side of caution just to be fair, like be safe with it. Alright guys, there we go, and now we know for sure that it made no difference. And unfortunately for Iation, the Vulture is now out of the competition. Still got pretty far through. Congratulations on getting so far, and thank you for your entry. I hope to see you in the next tournament. I'm pretty sure you might have a entry in our lure bracket as well. Yes, you do. So look forward to seeing what that is capable of, and congratulations to Tajima. You will be going on to compete in our second semi-final against the loser of the first semi-final, which we'll be doing next, which is between the Vexagon and Lumina and the Furion Fighter Swarm. Let's get on with that one, guys. Alright guys, here we go with our first semi-final. Loading in first, we have the Vexagon and Lumina from Abye. Their opponent, the Fury and Fighter Swarm, loading at close range, facing away from the enemy, as requested by God Uranus. So they get that the first round. That's their preferred orientation. Looks like I spawned them a little low there. I was doing the usual 3-second hold of spacebar for both. So hopefully those craft that are a bit lower manage to get up. But let's speed the action up and see what happens here. You got a lot of missiles coming out from everywhere. Didn't really see if the Fighter Swarm took any hits there. I did see a lot of missiles going onto the Vexagon. Looks like some... Oh, we have a collision up here on the Lumina. Which was already looked like the jets were already disabled on that. Quite a bit of damage going onto the Vexagon as well. Luckily the Lumina has righted itself, otherwise we would be getting that timer. It's surprising to see the Vexagon go down before the Lumina. It usually is the more beefy of the two. Wow. Absolutely destroyed by that swarm of missiles though. I can see that coming down now. Just check our AI list. What do we got? Still got the Vexagon, but it is... So... The Lumina is dead. Yeah, dead. So let's begin our timer because the Vexagon is down. And so I'll begin that. And I don't see this coming back up actually. Let's try and get some, where'd he go? Let's try and get some screen time of the actual Fury. The Interceptor Fury. Unfortunately, like with the Swarm and all that, I haven't really managed to catch it on camera all that much. So here that is. Just making his passes. It's got like that cannon on the top there. Not many cannons in this tournament actually, so I think that's possibly the only entry with him. And just yeah, most of the rest of the Swarm seems to just be pure missile craft. And there we go guys, that is our minute up for, so the first match does go in favour of the Fury and Fighter Swarm from God Uranus. Can the Vexagon and Lumina bring it back in our second matchup? We'll find out in just a moment guys. Alright guys, here we go with the second matchup, this time the Vexagon and Lumina spawning in second, a bit further from the Fighter Swarm which was also spawned in facing the enemy this time. Let's see if this makes any difference. We see the missiles from the Vexagon coming out first as the Fighter Swarm closes in and releases its own Alpha Strike. Looks like the missiles from the Vexagon did not see any actual... Oh wait, is this... No, that's the Lumina. So yeah, did not see any of the Vexagon's missiles actually hit where the Fighter Swarm got quite a few. We got another collision here. Abye has said that he maybe should rename the Vexagon the Punching Bag, as I do believe it has received the most head-on collisions. We had a collision there between two fighters actually. This time around the Vexagon managing to stay alive a bit longer. We have the Lumina down, but not completely destroyed yet. We may see that returning to the combat if the Vexagon can survive long enough. However, it does appear that most of the damage onto the Fighter Swarm so far has come from collisions. Thought for a second there the Fury would actually collide with the Vexagon as well, but depth perception was a little bit off on that, and it was actually just flying a little too off to the side. So Vexagon taking a lot of punishment right now, but managing to stay afloat, so it's doing alright. I don't think we're going to see the Lumina returning anytime soon. And as I said before, I'm just not sure that the Vexagon has actually managed to get any hits. I forgot to sign out of Steam. Sorry guys. But yeah, looks like, I don't want to call it too early, but at this point in time I expect that this will go in favour of the Fury and Fighter Swarm once again, unless we see any significant changes as the action unfolds in the next few minutes. So the Vexagon has actually managed to thin the Fighter Swarm a little bit, it looks like. Not over for Abye's submission just yet. I may have spoke too soon earlier. As I said, we will let this continue to unfold and see what happens. Alright guys, here it goes. It looks like the Vexagon is dropping. Its heavy armor did it well, but it could only stand up to those missiles for so long. You see it now, just dropping below the 100 meters. Let's get our timer started from now. We have 1 minute for the Vexagon to rise, which I don't think it will, guys. I'm pretty confident that I could just call this right now in favor of the Fury and Fighter Swarm. Let's see if we can get a little bit better look at some of these fighters as we're waiting out our minute. So as you can see, this one's a nice little fast one, just a few missiles on the wings by the looks of things. Oh, not doing too good at getting them on camera properly, are we? That one's a really tiny one, looks like it's just a couple missile launchers on jets, to be honest. And where has the Fury gone? Is that... See if we can get a nice view of the Fury as it comes through, just as our timer is about to be up. There we go. And that is it. Congratulations to God Uranus. Fury and Fighter Swarm will be continuing on into the grand final, where it will take on the winner of our other semi-final matchup between the Vexagon and Lumina and Speedy Venus. So tune in next time, guys, for the finale of the tournament. That will be the other semi-final. So we'll see a return from the Vexagon and Lumina. You're not out of the competition just yet, Abier. And against the Speedy Venus from Tajima. And the winner of that will go on to face the Fighter Swarm, which I think either way that's going to be a rematch. So the Fury and Fighter Swarm from God Uranus looking to be in a pretty good position to take out this entire competition. Of course, nothing is decided until the actual match. We never know what's going to happen. There could be collisions, anything. So yeah, don't place your bets too early, guys. It's not a foregone conclusion just yet. As always, I appreciate any comments and feedback. Either leave it down below or go to the forum thread on the official From the Depths forum. There's a link to that in the description down below. If you like the action, hit that like button, subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on the grand final, and I will catch you guys next time. Until then, have fun building in From the Depths.